Hey there guys, this is Rye Art with a tutorial here for you. This time I decided to narrate it a little bit. So we're going to be painting some lips, vampire teeth as well. Um, so here you guys can see how quickly I'm starting. Of course this is sped up, but so usually with my style, I just jump right in. And I want you guys to try doing that instead of going in and tracing and it just takes too long, right? For me personally anyway. But you can quickly just sketch out your figure, wherever you're painting. You can just quickly sketch it out with your paint. You don't need a pencil, so you can just do it just as quick as I did it right there. Just get the form in and quickly sketch it out. You don't need to spend too much time on it because you can always come back in and fix it and do what you need to do. Just to make it look more accurate, or if you notice something is off, you can always come back with the brush and push your lines in or push your lines out. Um, so it's very easy to do, and I want you guys to definitely try that. And it's of course, if it's your first time, you're gonna have trouble, but you can get used to it and you can get better at it. So as you can see, we quickly sketched out the form of the lips, and now basically I'm just filling it in. So I like to fill in with the colors and then go over it with the highlights. That's what I like. There's some artists that will start with their highlights first, but I enjoy doing it this way. Just fill it in first with the colors and go in with the highlights. And you can see this is important too. Like, you can see the many different shades of red that I'm using in these areas, because you need darker shades, you need lighter shades, and there's so many different shades. And ultimately, these different shades of color is what's going to make your painting look more realistic, if that's what you want to go for. And as you can see here, I'm continuing to shade, and I'm jumping all around. I'm not using just one color and filling. I'm going in with lights, darks, all at the same time. And usually, when I'm doing any painting like this, so in this one I'm painting in my sketchbook, but usually you want to have your reference right next to your painting surface. So, and you want it to be the same exact size that your painting is as well. So that way you can just quickly glance and compare sides, and it's just so much easier. I see a lot of beginners just using like much smaller reference. They might have it like on their phone or something, and that's just terrible. So if you have it the same exact size as your painting surface, then that's perfect. It's going to help you a lot. It's massive help. And here we're just going to start with the teeth, actually. I'm actually mixing colors that I didn't mix, unfortunately. I actually do have I'm going to post another video where I'm mixing the colors, so you can see how I did that. But yeah, like the colors that I went with for the teeth are like kind of green, if you can see it here. Teeth are not white, so you guys have to, like, I see a lot of artists doing that. They just take, pure white out of the tube and use that for teeth. Don't do that. That's terrible. Teeth actually tend to move slightly towards like a yellow, or in this case, they're moving towards like a green. Um, so generally, teeth are going to be in that area. Um, Especially like as you can see, like how I started the shadow, the upper half of the teeth are in shadow from the upper lip there. So I used a bit of green there to darken it. Um, and Originally I didn't make that color in my palette. I just noticed it as I was painting and making corrections as I go. And that's something, you guys are gonna have to do a lot as you're painting. You're just, making corrections as you go along, and that's perfectly fine. You can never plan out a painting perfectly as from the beginning. The fun part is trying to correct things as you're painting along. And as you can see, I didn't like the original shade that I put on there. I think it was too light, so I ended up making a darker shade of green there and put it right on top. And then I'm also blending slightly the lighter part with the darker part of the teeth, so it's not like a straight line. They should look blended. And then here we're doing the same thing with the fangs. Since the fangs are pointy, so got to try to make them look pointy. And then once we have that, we're going to start with the back teeth, which are completely in shadow. Um, so usually I'll just paint in the darkest color, and then maybe I'll go over, put a lighter color over it and then blend it. That's another thing you guys can do, of course, is blend on your painting surface. You don't always have to blend, on your painting palette. You can just blend right onto the surface, and I do that a lot with almost all my paintings. It's just a fun way to quickly blend some colors, different colors together. here now we're starting with the skin tones. Um, so when I originally made the colors on my palette, I think my skin tones were leaning towards purple, just because the photograph that I was using just looked different. I think it looked different on the camera, actually. It was leaning towards purple on the camera. But you guys can see that once I'll have the video up of me mixing the actual colors. But in reality, the photo was actually kind of green, I guess. Because it is a vampire, so I guess the greenish skin tone is kind of, I don't know, in my opinion, I think it's better. Giving it that ghoulish look, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, as you can see, this is kind of how I paint skin tone in general. Just skin is not just one color. It's such a there's so many variations of different color and different variations of tones as you go along. Different areas of the skin, and of course there's skin areas where it's going to be in shadow, like on the neck area. So you have to make sure that you're trying to capture that and don't just use one color. A lot of beginner artists do that as well. They'll just mix a big pile of just one single color and use that as the entire skin tone, and wonder why it doesn't look realistic. And of course, you have to use multiple colors. You need multiple colors. You need shadows, and you need lighter tones, mid tones, and etc. And you can put them in there and blend them together, or don't blend them together, to get certain effects. So it's not just as simple as you think, and just painting skin. So you need to be careful with that, and you can just try to follow what I'm doing. I'll just throw in parts of different tones and mix them together right on the canvas as I'm moving along here. And finally here we're adding a bit of background. I think here I just mixed, actually took some black and mixed it with some of my leftover red to make this reddish dark background that I thought would be fitting for this piece. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This was a pretty simple painting. I mean, by the end of it, it might look like it's complicated, but it was actually fairly simple to make this one here. And I hope you guys do try it. Don't be, I mean, I know it looks, like it's too much, but don't be afraid. You can quickly sketch this in with some paint and quickly, fill it in, so it won't take you that long. And you can see here too, like sometimes I'll, as I'm painting in this background, sometimes I'll, bump the line inwards and make a mistake, but you can fix that easily. You can just come right back and bump the line the other way, But yeah, I hope you guys like this quick tutorial here. If you guys want me to leave more voice commentary, just let me know in the comments. Usually I just keep my videos silent, but I've been just getting so many comments of people just asking me to go over these tutorials and talk about what I'm actually doing. But yeah, if you guys want more tutorials, please let me know in the comments. Thank you.